Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. So good to share energy with you today. We are on location. I'm going to try to do a video for you. I did not bring my tripod, so what I have before me is so many suitcases stacked up with my tissue box, and what I'm going to do is try to set you up over here. So the angles are going to be terrible, guys. Absolutely terrible. But what we're gonna do is hope for the best, and we're gonna do a video. Literally, one, two, three. Two suitcases, my makeup bag, and a tissue box, and the miracle is before us. Okay, we're gonna do the best we can. This is not the angle, this is not it, but welcome back. Hi, my name is Monette. This is my channel, Evolve with Monette. I'm a professional intuitive empath, and today we're on location. So, all right, and I have to shuffle cards because we're going to do a lesson that was downloaded to me today. They said that the collective needs to hear this. The tribe, the family, you guys need to hear this. This is, I almost said it's new news. Now, I'm going to hope you don't topple down. If this video is posted, it means that I was careful and the angels cooperated with me even when I moved my leg because it was falling asleep. Okay, so we're going to get into this and actually talk about the message for today, which is this. Empath, you do not, and I'm sorry for the angle, this is the only way I could get it to like even be decent when I was doing it the other way, you know, on location. We are on location, on location. So we're doing the best we can, okay? I'm traveling for some business and some fun. All right, so here's the deal. This is your message. Empath, it's okay to be around people. It's okay to not be around people that make you uncomfortable. I'll repeat that again. It is okay to not be around people that make you uncomfortable. And in fact, it is advantageous and it is ideal for you to head off a potentially toxic or negative situation at the pass by avoiding it before it gets really nasty. If you're using your insight, you will have premonitions and intuitions and intuitive nudges about maybe the level of depravity. Excuse me, guys. Perhaps the level of depravity that someone around you can get. And what I will say is that we are conditioned as women specifically to suffer fools and be around people because we want to be polite. A lot of people have put themselves in danger because they wanted to be polite. And I believe there was a study recently about women on campuses who didn't want to tell like the creepy guy to get away, and how it led to various, other things happening, all because they felt guilty. And if you're watching here, you don't have to type anything. Just comment with your heart. You know how many times maybe you've allowed a situation out of this like perceived sense of kindness. And this is when people take advantage of our empath energy and empathy. And that's what I'm here to chat with you guys about today, because this is such an incredible thing that my angels wash over me, and they're like, you need to have the collective work on taking their power back in all of these different ways. And this is just one of the ways that we don't realize that we give our power away, is that we allow someone to energy vamp off of us, siphon our energy and our resources because we feel bad, because we feel guilty, because we may intuitively know or understand their story, because we may relate to some degree. Maybe we can see ourselves in them, or maybe if they have nothing in common, there are no commonalities, we are filled with compassion. But we project our spirituality at times onto people that are not divine. And what that causes them to do is be under this cloaked umbrella of our love and our protection. And they may skyrocket. They may have a moment of ascension. It will always be short-lived. It's very much Icarus, too close to the sun, because they cannot maintain the propulsion because they are siphoning from a resource. Our gasolina, dominated gasolina, they're taking our resources to propel their jet engines of hubris and ego. And so the higher they go, the lower we go. That's a bar from the angels, y'all. They rhyme it tonight. That's a bar. The higher they go, the lower we go. So you start to lose things. And then someone who may have come in that was quite enchanting can turn into your karmic partner before your eyes. Now, I have a lot of videos up here where I talk about various ways that you can identify that that's happening, that you have a karmic partner. And one of those ways is that you're losing, whether it be your finances, your health, your wealth, your looks, whatever the case may be. People that are energy vampires will take everything from you. They love your delicious energy. And the reason that we get so enmeshed with energy vampires is because we as empaths specifically, you are the collective that I am called to work with. You are me, I am you, we are us. We do what we do. You have allowed people to stay longer proximal to you that didn't make you feel good. And you didn't listen right away when your body said it's time to go and never stay, because this person is draining your life force away. And that's what I want to give you permission and empower you today to do, is to understand that you may have to pivot from people that are needy and or close and or whatever from you in order to walk into your next season and actually live your life, because you will stay stuck. And those energy vampires are not grateful for your time. They're not like, thank you, you've helped me. They're not even acknowledging the source from which they're siphoning. If anything, they'll try to kill you just to make sure that you don't exist so no one can prove where its origins are from, my good sis. That part. That's the real message. And it's a really creepy and uncomfortable thing. But what's creepy and uncomfortable, and here's where I'm going to put the accountability back on you, my good empath, is when you allow them in. Now, here's the thing. Let's be fair. You're not always going to know that they are there. And you're not always going to know right away that someone is an energy vampire. That's why you have your intuition. And that's why being in nature and grounding and getting quiet is so helpful, to get you into a space where you're actually hearing, no matter what anybody's saying. Because we are humans that can be easily beguiled by words. I know I can. And so if someone is giving you the verbal affirmations that you may need to have, but their physical affirmations aren't lining up, or if you just have general malaise, you just feel bad, it doesn't have to be anything that's so incredibly acute or terrible, because yes, we've had those experiences, but I think that what your angels are really trying to get you to hone here is the ability to differentiate with even low levels of discomfort. You know, when you go into the hospital and you're having pain, and they'll ask you, like, what level is your pain on, from 0 to 10 or from 1 to 10. When you have an energy vampire come in, you may only feel off in your core and your center at like a buzzing 2. It's a very low hum. Have you ever heard outside in the summertime, back in the day specifically, where the power lines would buzz? It was this whole symphony. And because the hustle and bustle of the day was going on, you didn't hear it during the day. But at twilight and at night, you could hear it loudly. That is something that your angels want you to understand, that you need to tune into you. And that's why meditating is so important as one of the things that you're going to be challenged in this week to do. You know, every week we've been talking about different things that you can do to take your power back as an empath. I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel like you have someone that is energetically praying for you, protecting you, and pulling for you, especially if you don't feel seen in your current configurations. That's okay. This is but a dream. You are up leveling and escaping out of matrices. But for right now, there's a glitch in the outside matrix, and there's someone that's popping through your video screen right now that's like, hey, I see you. I know what you're going through. I see these bastards around you, and I've got you. And it's not even me. It's coming through me for you, okay? Oh, say, can you see? Your angel said that it's so important for you to be able to get clear, grounded, and quiet, because then when someone is near that will later cause a riot or chaos or a tower or a tornado or a tsunami in your life, you can hear it right at the beginning, when the sound is not clear and bright, when it's just a low buzzing hum, when it's just a little bit of discomfort in your body that you can register as tummy that doesn't feel right, or a tightening of your jaw when they come near. What your angel said to remind you of is that we are primal, my dear. I was watching a bunch of dogs tonight and how they were socializing and interacting, and I was watching the humans that were trying to calm and quell the dogs. And I thought, oh, this is out of order. The dogs are right, because the dogs are training other dogs about how to treat them with behavior, how to get someone to bow down, and how to get someone to sit down, and how to get someone to stop, and how to say back off because I'm not with this nonsense right now, and how to say I need a break, and how to say love me, say that you love me. But for them, it's all in this safe space. They're honest. They live in their honesty. That's why we love animals, right? But we have learned to exist in our duality and our duplicity. Now, the duality is necessary. Understand your shadow and light. Understand that dark Lilith energy, that dark feminine energy, that Kali energy. But before you have to turn into Kali and eat the heads of your enemy, which we all can do, a bitch fire could be struck within you and shall be if need be. But they said it can be simple. You can cut the shit off when it's a 2. You don't have to be Kali. You just be in your soft energy and be balanced and do you. It's okay to be away from people that don't make you feel good. Sometimes everything isn't a major fight. There's a tornado in front of me on the screen. People come into your life. Have you ever watched, I grew up in the Keys, and water spouts would descend from the sky, and they would come in so quickly, and you could be looking out over the horizon of the beach, and before you know it, there was this thing coming down and slurping up the sea, and it was an amazing sight to behold. And anyway, so those were mini tornadoes, right? Those water spouts. When that's happening, people come into your life and they materialize out of nowhere, and we can't control the tornado, but what we all know how to do is get the heck out of there or run away. And even then, you may not escape. I'm not saying that handling it this way will mitigate drama and pain for you every single time, but it will greatly lessen the depth of the wound and the way that you hurt, also the way you recover. I'm all about your recovery time, empath, and giving you back some of that, because we spent a lot of time in the trenches figuring it out when we didn't have the tools. Robert Greene has a fantastic piece of information. I'm going to try to connect that below. I'm trying to get better with that, guys. So he has a fantastic piece of information. He says, avoid toxic people when they come in your life if you can, because once they get under your skin and enmesh themselves into your life, they become a part of it in a way that you don't want, and they take a bigger bite, essentially. I'm surmising what he said. And then you are dealing with this whole head fuck and this whole nonsensical drama that's so weird and so not even your vibration, because you allowed someone who always had this intention to enter in. And what my job today is to remind you is that you knew that you were uncomfortable right away. You knew by little things that they would or wouldn't say. You knew. Even if you were deep, because I counsel a lot of women that have gone through breakups with their significant friend partners, like not anything romantic, platonic relationships, friendships that switch, long-term friendships, high school friendships, besties, all that stuff, right? And that's one of the most painful things that is not talked about. It's this quiet, painful, like, graveyard that a lot of us just die in, with our voices trapped in our throat. It's such a weird thing that no one talks a lot about, because we're not allowed to mope. Be nice, right? It's okay, be happy for her, she's moved on with her life, all the things, right? Well, when that happened, that can cause this great toll on you. And if you're not really walking through and working through that, then you can let someone... The reason they had me bring up this point is they said people that are in long connection with you can also be treated with the same, or fed from the same long-handled spoon. There it is. That's it. Meaning, if you're too nice to a new person that you now perceive as toxic, I'm thinking of one of the 48 laws of power. I think it's law 8. Be wary of the unfortunate and the unlucky. It's 8 or 15, I'm not sure. I've made a video about it. I will see if I can find it and connect that. But even if I can't, I will connect to Robert Greene, and then he is a cornucopia of incredible information. Okay, so you can walk away from people that have been in your life. Let's say someone's been in your life for 11 years, and for 11 years they were fantastic. They were good, they were loyal. then stuff starts to change. You're like, wait, what happened? What's going on here? I say they've gone rogue because this happens. This happens because we have all these karmic cycles from a higher level, spiritually speaking. When we have all these karmic cycles, other new characters are supposed to come into our video game and into our matrix, right? It's supposed to happen that way. So that's the higher lesson, but that doesn't mean it's not painful in the lower way. And your job as an empath is to get faster at telling the truth when someone's gone rogue in your life, so that you can start to move into a different direction immediately, and that you don't have guilt, because a lot of the times it's not them that's keeping us there. It's our perceived loyalty and guilt that is keeping us there, when we should run just like they ran in their own ways, right? We should run in another direction immediately and chase after the life you have. You only have one, and it goes by quickly. So your angels are saying a lot of you guys have suffered and struggled with disconnecting long-term relationships, not just the new people that you can tell are full of shit, but also long-term relationships. That's interesting to me because it's something I have struggled with too, and so that's why I want to empower you. It's something I have struggled with, and that ED is there, it is past tense, meaning if I have to walk away from somebody, I do it. I do it unapologetically, and I do it swiftly, but I don't do it without living in a sense of compassion. I am an empath after all, as are you. Meaning that it's okay to use your throat chakra, and it's highly encouraged by your tribe and your spirit team that sent you here. The team that's working with you is giving you all of these obstacle course lessons so that you can demonstrate your spiritual aptitude, skill set, and strength. And so what they want you to do is use that throat chakra that you might not have done 20 years ago and say, hey, I really don't like when you do this, or you did this and it really bothered me, and I don't like that. And then observe their behavior. Step back, empath. Don't hound them. Don't write them a 20-point list. Observe their behavior and see, does it shift? Does it change? Do they repeatedly do it? Are they purposely trying to trigger you? Now we have other things to examine. Someone may be purposely trying to impugn your self-esteem because they want to bring you down a peg or two, because it's much easier to cut down the stump than to fell the tall tree. Tall poppy syndrome. Another video. Yes, it is here. Tall poppy syndrome is real, guys. And so you don't know who is around you and who has become an enemy right before your eyes. So that unapologetic cutoff, that Queen of Swords energy, is, I heard it's your disguise. They don't know you have that in you, empath. People underestimate you. They come close to you because they think, I can take advantage of you. You might be simple. You might be a simp. You might be weak. You might be lame. You might be a loser. All the words that the world would use to describe people that we see the world as in our own way, right? And only because they're not really stretching themselves. And it's not that they're bad, they're just on a different level of their journey. And that's really what I've come to understand. And if you can maybe use a bit of that instead of as much cynicism as we can have from being jaded and going through these repeated towers, if you can really think about the fact that you're dealing with someone who is mentally addled, energetically or spiritually speaking, they're just not at the same place as you. And guess what? You weren't at the same place as them, and someone else was at a far further place than you. Does that make sense? We're always doing these kind of frog jump, hopscotch type of things where we're moving like this. And so I don't want you to think that you have to stay stuck and deal with someone's shit. And I don't want you to think that you're better than someone because you won't deal with it. That means you're healed. And congratulations. You did it. When you get to the point when you're like, what is this? And you're not like, what is this? And you're not like, what is this? But you're just like, what is this? That means that is not a situation, a person, or a relationship that's even in alignment with you anymore. Okay? They are not. And what happens is if people don't grow together as they are assigned to one another, they will vibrate out of each other's energy. So you have the opportunity for synergy or for a swift release because of repellent energy. And that's why it doesn't have to be all of the mask, from comedy to tragedy. It can just be apathy, and I hope for you, empath, curiosity. I want you to study it. You're on this earth school, and you are the anthropologist. of your life. Observe the natural Homo sapiens species in its habitat and see what was wrong or what was right. But do you need to be angry if someone tried? You know, I passed a truck earlier today and it was Lilo and it said, "I tries." And the truck was all blue. And I haven't seen that movie in years, and so I don't remember exactly, but I kind of remember Lilo was always getting into stuff and making a mess. Some of you guys have people next to you that's what they like to do. They just are fucking chaotic, even if they mean well and even if they're cute. But they're never going to level up like you. They tries. And that's the message that they want you to have, is that they tried. But does that mean that you hate them forever? No. What you do is you move on and move into your next timeline. You move into your next connections. And you release those other ones that were holding you back and that were just sucking. Sucking and sucking and sucking your life force and your energy. I've had times in my life where I've just walked away from the people around me for my survival, guys. But it started out in the beginning of my empath journey that it'd have to be this cataclysmic, huge, I'm saying category 5 tornado. That's not how they rate them. Category 5 is a hurricane. What is a tornado? What's the rating system for a tornado? Anyway, whatever the worst tornado is, that one. It was just raining outside, guys. But that one. And so it doesn't have to always be that. And your angel said, so identify when someone's gone rogue. Maybe that's a baseline here, is to identify when someone has gone rogue, whether they're someone that you've known for a long time or it's someone that you've just known for a short while. People pivot. And you, just like those German shepherds that I was watching tonight, observe primally when it's happening. You know exactly the moment someone's been on some fuck shit with you. You know exactly the moment that it doesn't feel authentic for you. You know exactly the moment you're exhausted or you know that this is about to be a nightmare come true. That moment, you know that. And so what I want you to understand is to not ignore that. Okay? Now, just to validate this, I have some conversation cards. The Interconnection Oracle deck and from a fantastic reader. And so I'm going to, this reader is more like a motivational speaker, but I love this deck and I got it before she closed down her store. And so I want you to hear the conversation of the person. Think about whoever it is. Is it a family member? Is it a friend? Is it a coworker? Is it a broski? Is it a side piece? Is it a lover? Lover. I'm channeling Taylor Swift. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand? I present something piece of a man to be mine. Whatever she says. I don't even really know that song. I don't think I've ever heard it. The first card that flipped out, they're dishonest though. But they're dishonest though. Yeah, they're dishonest. And you know that. They just said the German Shepherd primal energy. You know it. But you've chosen to override it. Why? What else does the collective need to know? Oh, man, not that. Not there looking at your social media. Peekaboo. Peekaboo, bitch. I see you. Not there looking at your social media. Yeah, they're looking at your social media, guys. When you are a wonderful supply, what can I say? What can I say? You're a wonderful supply, so it's hard to look away. That's what I can say. And that's what they want you to know. If you are having any kind of, like, let's say you're like, they wouldn't have my social media. It's a coworker. Literally, they wouldn't have my social media. It means that that person, I'm channeling the Page of Swords, which would be in tarot, is stalking you in any way they can. So whether it's energetic gang stalking, they could be in a cubicle next to you. Does that make sense? It doesn't have to be that they're looking through your Instagram and your socials and your TikTok. It just means that they're just trying to mine for any piece of energy to be proximal to you. What else does the collective need to know about this person that they don't want to cut off and or they are being nice to? Let's say you do want to cut them off, but you're just being too nice. What else do they need to know? And this is what makes this a batshit crazy thing. They want to impress you. What a lot of you guys do not understand is that these people are your fucking fan. They've been your fan. They gonna be your fan. It doesn't matter how much of your sauce or dressing they think they stole. They They have none of it. Because what we know is that in order to generate what we do, we had to actually do the work. And that's not something that a lot of people want to do. That means shadow work. That means being uncomfortable. That means darker nights of the soul. That means losing. That means winning. And that means being alone and hermiting. And a lot of people want instantaneous fixes and they want to ride a rocket ship. But they want to impress you. Clarify that they want to impress you. Jesus Christ. Fuck. I like him so creepy. They want to be closer to you. They want to be closer to you. They are codependent. This is why I say walk away. They want to argue. And here's the psycho shit. They want to be friends forever. Good night. Oh my God. And at the bottom of the deck. Oh, my leg is falling asleep. So guys, bear with me. Because I'm doing the most like, my leg is falling asleep dance, but I can't move too much. Because it's going to make everything fall. On the bottom of the deck. They respect you. Excuse me. They respect you. Do you guys see why? And I will say this with the respect. I think that the respect comes in when you actually walk your talk. You know, a lot of people have played in my face and played reindeer games with me. And then I do exactly what the fuck I said I was always going to do. Oh, say, can you see? I let them see from far away forever. Because I never talk to people again. Ever in my life. It never existed. Even if they exist, that's how audacious I am. You could exist and have never existed. And that's how you will feel. And the thing about it is toxicity is affecting this connection. And the reason I'm saying separate yourself is because that toxicity will leach into you. You know, I made a video recently about Cassie where I talked about her having to learn how to fight in the dark with a demon. So she had to become part demon in order to slay the demon in the way she did. And that cost something. And I don't know that we empaths are supposed to be here in ultimate pain and suffering at every moment of our day and life. I don't think that that is what God had in store for us. I believe that we're supposed to learn skill sets. If we have to battle a demon that's as dastardly as Diddy, then hopefully we are equipped and will be with the tools to do it. But they're like, when you see a Diddy coming near you, even if it's a baby Diddy, because Diddy was once a baby Diddy, he wasn't as demonic, okay? He wasn't as unhinged. He grew in his power, and therein lies the mother cracking rub, y'all. When you allow these people to stay attached to you with their seething self-loathing and their resentment of their own lives and of you for whatever they perceive as your success or your whatever, you will never know what's going on in these crazy people's head. Did you just see that bipolar read? You will never understand what's going on in these people's head. And so when you allow them to stay proximal to you, they only grow in their toxicity. Another video I did that I talked about an octopus experience where I had someone siphoning energy off of me, and I depicted the first picture that my intuition, my angels gave me, which was a little pink cuddly octopus. And by the end of it, when they're like, if you don't get the fuck out of here and run, that's how my angels talk to me. Sorry if that offends you, that's exactly how they talk to me. And if you listen, maybe that's how they talk to you too. Maybe you don't curse. Maybe they're speaking to you in curly Q 18th century language. You can have whatever you like with your spirit team. They will curate it for you. They real good. They're the specialists. They said to tell you. So they say get to know them, talk to them. They miss you. They be talking. So y'all not listening. They're talking to you. So what happened in that situation for me is that I was able to get out because I pay attention to the signs. I do shamanistic work. I really read animal totems and everything that happens. Thank God for my angels and God that guides me through all that. But what I will tell you is this. It only got that bad because I allowed it to. And so that's where I have to take responsibility if I'm ever going to talk to you. I had all of the signs and all of the things. And sometimes there's lessons there and things can be transmuted. And you're supposed to learn something. But my angels are like, get out right now before this is something that you will have to heal from. Instead of you will just escape from and be like, whew, that was close, you know? And you guys have had situations in your life where I know you can reflect and know that you were on a, whew, that was close, or you did the hard road instead and decided to really stay enmeshed with someone who was draining your energy and only growing in power. This is something too that happens with empaths, where we get close to people and then they start to think that our light is their light, and it's a silly thing because it never fails. I've never seen some empath walk away from a situation. You guys can probably test in your own situations too, where you didn't see how the person's life energetically diminished if you wanted to. I highly advise not looking back. I'm pretty much a Lot's wife girl. Thank God for the Bible for me, because those parables and allegories and stories do mean something to me, and I really take, it's a bit just like Greek mythology too. I get a lot from a lot of things, but I will tell you, when you walk away, because when I say they want to argue, they want to argue. And so that means it's really petty things, and it's all really sad to get your attention. And that's also them still trying to stay attached to your energy. So if you can break the muscle memory habit of stalking them in return, or better yet, never develop it. I was chatting with someone last night and I was talking about that and how I never, in any relationship I have, I don't develop it. I don't go to my bestie's Facebook all the time. I don't do any of that because I don't ever know when anything is going to be the end of days, and I'm never going to be on some, oh no. I was looking back. Your angel said they are being petty, and also they are controlling. These are things you're not wanting to face. This innocent person that's trying to play in your face is fucking controlling. Probably one of the most controlling people in their own way that you've had around you, and you don't see it. So your angel said, and the angel said this connection needs boundaries, okay? Beautiful conversations, right? This connection needs boundaries. When you allow someone to stay close to you that you know you don't feel good around, it only allows you to put your guard down. Eventually, they will know something about you. They will hear you share vulnerably. I advise you to live in your truth in all ways, so that when something like this happens, that you don't feel so vulnerable, be careful what you share. I'm incredibly transparent in my own way here, right? And I'm very honest with the people in my life, but I'm honest about me. So there is nobody that spills my tea, but you have to know who you are and what level of privacy you want to exist in. But what I will tell you is that you just get away from them because the faster you get away from them, the less you see all of this. Like, I want to be your Olivia Pope in this regard and help you, figure out how to escape this kind of craziness when you get a mesh with someone who's low vibrational and or doesn't like you or isn't your vibe. But the best way, tribe, the best way, collective, the best way, folk, is to literally get out as soon as you feel that this is not what you're about. And it's okay. Be impolite. Don't explain. Do explain. Do whatever you want. The reason that I think that I feel so fair saying that to you is because I know how integral you guys are. You wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be watching if we did not resonate, That's how you know. You're like, well, how will I know it's my tribe? How will I know it's a vibrational match? Are you there? Do you like being there? Do you show up repeatedly? That's your tribe. It's really easy. It's a lot easier than we make it. The same thing for a friend or a lover. Are you there? Do you like being there? Do you want to show up repeatedly? Then that's it. When you pivot and you don't feel that, and listen, things happen in all relationships, so every relationship isn't perfect. You have to work at it, and you shouldn't just break up with someone on a whim. That's not what I'm saying. You're not breaking up with someone on a whim, and that's what I want to give you permission to understand. You are walking away from someone with whom you set boundaries, who did not listen and thought you were playing and that you weren't paying attention to God's plan for you, but you were. You have real work to do. What else do they need to know, guys? And then we're going to close it down. They are inspired by you. They have a hard time listening. They are super jealous of you. My love, that part, there are cards in here that are good. I'm going to pull out a couple just so that you can see. Here's a couple. They give good advice, would be an example. They are a good influence. Disregard those. They didn't come out on a natural pull. When I was popping the cards, like when I was shuffling, I'm pulling to see what's going to come out on its own. Like that card just flipped out, so I'll take them. Those good cards didn't come out. The odds that they could, 50% of the cards are good, 50% of the cards are very informative for petty nonsense. What came out was what came out, because that's really what you're dealing with, is someone who feels all of those jealous, conflicted, you're my inspiration, I'm your biggest fan, I also hate you, on you. And then they're projecting. One of the things I do not want you to forget about this video is they are projecting their self-loathing. That's why the little comments come. That's why they take little nibbles out of your spirit. And they try to figure out a way to get in. And they want more than what you have. So they're in competition with you. This thing happens to me all the time. And I'm always like, how do we end up here? People try to compete with me all the time. And they don't know that my only competition is myself. What did Cardi say? I'm my own competition. I'm competing with myself. I think Oprah said it too. People that succeed don't have time looking around to see what the fuck is going on with you. I don't give a damn about what's going on with you. I care about what's going on with me. So I don't look over to see like, oh no. Because, you know, have you ever watched those race shorts? Maybe I'll connect one down. I watched one came up today and I didn't even know why. And it was for this reading. Thank you, angels. They're always helping me study all day. I love that. Shout out to you. They my booze right now. Me and my angels have been vibing in the cut with my twin. We be vibing. We've been vibing lately. They did a couple of real good things. I'm so proud of them. But listen, here's what you need to know. That racing video where people like get real confident and cocky and they like chuck the deuces because they know that they're about to pass or they've already passed, and then they immediately trip and they're on their ass, that part. That's what happens when you start looking around at people and being like, oh, I gotta keep up with them. I gotta be like them. What are they doing? Maybe if I do it like them. Nope. Your journey is your journey. Lovely T. Lovely T is a gossip and tea YouTuber who just hit 1 million subscribers here on YouTube in the last couple days. Lovely T has been on here since 2016. She's one of the first black female gossip tea bloggers. She even had a tea line and everything. She became friends with Tasha K, fell out with Tasha K, and continued to plod along on her own way. She was her only competition. She was competing with herself. But there were other people competing with her, and there were other people that surpassed her, including hateful ass Tasha K. Talented as she is, she also has some work to do. The thing about it is other people surpassed her too. Other tea channels that modeled, because she had the sauce and she had the dressing and she had the commitment and the dedication. Millions and millions of watch hours and probably hundreds of, maybe I would dare say over 100,000 videos. God bless. Who knows how many videos she's put out over the last years? Thousands of videos. So, Lovely T had to watch everybody else surpass her. She had to watch other YouTubers hit 1 million before her, riding off of her energetic blueprint and coattails. But what did that mean? Did that mean that that wasn't her passion? See, God will test you when you're having these people that are around you, and it'll be a distraction, but really, what do you do? What do you want to do? There's a couple of messages in here. Who are you? Do you feel called and passionate to what you're doing? Do you have a natural resource? And that's what I'm saying. Let these people wear themselves out. You are the one who's been grinding all your life and doing whatever you do that you do so well and so right that someone's looking at you. You are a good influence to them. They want what you have. They're inspired by you. Why do you think that is? Is it because you half-ass what you do? Or is it because you're excellent at what you do? Come on, Ricky Bobby. Is it because you piss excellence or not? If you're not first, you're last. That's the motto, my friends. And so don't worry about who's going to pass you. You have to piss excellence because it's what you do. And those people that are so jealous and so influenced don't have the stamina to create and do what you do, nor do they have the natural aptitude and gifting for whatever it is that is really the mantle that's laid onto you. They have their own, though, just like so many of the people that have hated on you do too. But they're so busy focusing on you that they forgot that they also have spiritual work to do. And that's why I say they're not on your vibe, tribe. Don't even be mad. Cat Chad, don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's easy. You'll go through the several stages of all the fifis, but really understand that they don't have a core sense of themselves. In any case, I say all this to say, don't be competing with these people. That's what they want, is for you to look away so that you can trip and fall. Lovely T never looked away. She stayed the course, and now she hit 1 million. She should have been hit it. She was hovering there forever. For a year, for the last couple of years, she was hovering right under it. A couple of years, but she stayed the course. That is the tortoise and the hare. And so for these people that are wanting to take what you have or compete with you, or it's weird, because that's not what you set out to do. But in order for them to feel validated, they thought, well, if I could only compete with you or take what you have. A lot of you guys saw this dynamic play out with the karmic and twin flames, and someone wanted to take your man or your woman or whatever, because whatever, all of that, same. But what you need to understand is that even with your twin flame, they went rogue and you felt different. What was that primal moment? Identify it. Take a picture of it, snapshot it, and then never forget it. Because the next time someone comes in, it will never be as toxic and terrible as your twin. But how far do you really want to let them in? I'm hearing little pig, let me in. Not by the hairs on my chinny chin. And y'all, I got a few. Thank you, PCO. Thank you, PCOS. And thank you, hormone imbalance. Thank you, beard, even though I'm a female. Y'all, we are imperfect, all right? But what I'm going to tell you is this. Not by the hair of these strong-ass chinny chin hairs. We're not letting any of those people back in or closer in so that they can siphon what is within, because they did not create it or generate it, and in their hands they will mistreat it. With great power comes great responsibility. Those people are not capable of not only walking in your shoes but carrying the workload that you do. They would not even begin to understand. They want what seems glamorous, is what I'm hearing, because they're a fan. Fans always want a celebrity's life. If you are the celebrity in their lives, and trust me, for what this reading says you are, then of course they want to take flight and be like you. But what do the celebrities really go through? Message. I think we're getting a snapshot about that right now in the age of Aquarius, are we not? There is a great price that each one of them has paid to have a #1 spot. There are humiliation rituals, and there are real rituals, and there is real pain and blood shed to climb to fame. In your spiritual journey, believe it or not, it's no different. Except hopefully there's no real Diddy, except for them trying to be your Diddy. It's no different. You will be challenged. You will have all kinds of tests thrown at you to see, is this the work you want to do? So someone that wants to quote unquote siphon energy off of you can never really get into it and do what you do, because they're not willing to pay the price that you did to birth that spiritual kid, to bring it in. So understand that and don't focus, if you can help it, on them. But more importantly, be so primally aware when they go rogue and you don't even like it there. Because when the first time you know you don't like it there, you're never going to like it there. It's never going to change. It's only going to increase. They're only going to continue to defame and try to shame and try to smear. Y'all know exactly what I'm saying because you have dealt with it. So rid yourself of this faster. Please watch the Robert Greene clip that I will connect below, and then make an exit plan for when it's your time to go. Choose your weapon, like they say in the video games. Do you want to communicate with your throat chakra? Do you want to have a cerebral conversation about what makes sense or what doesn't? Do you want to open your heart to them? Do you want to stand in your solar plexus self-esteem and say, put some respect on my fucking name? There are so many ways. 6 million ways to die. Choose one. There are so many ways. So many ways to leave your lover, to leave a friend. So many ways to begin again. But none of them start by you staying there because you want to be polite empath and be their friend when they've never been a goddamn friend to you. Even if it was something that they once were capable and able to do, that all changed the minute they went rogue on you. And that's what your angels want you to get into. Get into it. Really get into it. That's what they said. Last thing here. Family issues are affecting this connection. Some of their hating-ass family members, friends, surrounding prackalicious, haters. Yeah. This, I can't make it up. They want to be like you. Bottom of the deck. They want to be like you. Ooh. I want to be like you. Ooh. They want to get to know you better, meaning they want to come back in. They want to know more of your business. Clarify that last card. You're incompatible. You're incompatible. We're going to end it there. It's been a long day. You're incompatible. Also, this last one too. They are career focused, and I think that's really important for you to understand. Even if it's a love relationship, what it means is that it could be that they're career focused, but what it means is that they're trying to socially climb off your energy in whatever way. And even if it's nothing big that they could do, there's something that you have in your personality. Let's say you have no business. Let's say you work just I don't care. You work a laundromat, you work 9 to 5, you do whatever you do, and so you're not like, I'm an entrepreneur. That's not your thing. But your energy is magical. Everybody comes to you. You help people. You're generous. You're blessed in unique ways. You're an earth angel. So no matter what station, stage, or place you are in your life, I don't care if it's your first job and you're 15. And you shouldn't be watching if you're 15. But if you're 18, 19, whatever, and you're just getting into the world, you have something about you, a glow about you, something special, something je ne sais quoi. They are climbing off of that in whatever capacity. It doesn't always have to be career, that you're a star, you're on TikTok, you're on YouTube. You could have none of that, but someone's still wanting that. And they want your career too, whatever that is. So that can mean they want your swag. If you don't even have a career that you're like, oh, they don't want this, or maybe they do want that, but whatever it is, they want your man, thank you to your man, whatever, whoever, whatever. People be jealous and hating. Identify when they go rogue and pivot and do it without explanation, meaning, excuse me, the amount of time that you've been in the relationship will dictate how much energy you give to that. A new person gets less time than a person I've been friends with for many years or whatever. But address it and give them a chance to show you different, be different. Sure, but not too many chances, because that's when you feel played after. When I listen to my angels, I just laugh with them after. Like, we just have a fucking kiki. Like, remember how you almost got at this time, but we had you? Like, it's a key, but it's because I listen. And that's what I want you guys to do, is sharpening your listening skills. Because then, even if it hurts, afterwards, the hurt is to last like days. Like, you're like, oh, that sucked. And then you move on. And then you just look back, you're like, that's hilarious. They thought they were going to get me. That's so funny. So, I want you to have that freedom. Give us free. I want you to have your freedom out of that. Get out of these crazy ass relationships and stop feeling guilty because someone's making you feel guilty. Do you like them? Do they make you feel happy? I remember being so unhappy in a karmic relationship, and so, like, the person's energy lowered my vibration. And I remember watching that person affect everyone around them, their life. Like, I remember the person went somewhere and then someone like lost their job. Like, I don't think that person really understood. I don't think that unfortunate and unlucky people understand the effect that they have on other people. They're just living their best life. I mean, we're all living our life, right? But does that mean that you can save them? Don't save them. They don't want to be saved. It's a thing. So I want you to pay attention to what's happening to whatever the toxic person is. That's a good marker, that last part that I just said. Pay attention to what's happening to the lives of the people around them. Are they ascending? Are they stagnant? Is it status quo? Is it growth? Whatever. There's a lot of intel there. If someone has gone rogue on you, you feel it primally. Speak to it maybe once, but then shift immediately. Because if someone shows you that behavior, Robert Greene does a much better way of explaining it. It is behavior they meant to show you. It is part of their fabric, and they will show it to you again, except this time it will be with more bared teeth. As I was watching the German Shepherd, and German Shepherds have been popping up a lot. German Shepherds have to do with protection, very specifically. I was somewhere with some friends, and a German Shepherd like literally popped up. They just popped up by the pool. It was the craziest thing. And then I've been around all German Shepherds. And someone today, I was in a brewery, and the old lady was talking about, oh, I had to go get dog food. It was a brewery that was like dog friendly, so there was a bunch of dogs in there, not a German Shepherd. But a lady came in and stood like right next to our table and was like, oh, I have to go get dog food. We somehow just acquired a German Shepherd. So German Shepherd is an animal totem. Maybe I'll make a separate video about that. But German Shepherd is an animal totem of protection. And for me, I remember being in the cult when I was in a cult once. I was in a cult once many years ago, and I remember having a dream about the cult leaders and their right-hand men and women, and one of the cult member's faces morphed into a German Shepherd, and it snarled and bared its teeth, and it was snapping at me. And that was my angels telling me, you got to get out of here because it's about to blow. And indeed I did, and indeed it was. I found out a whole plot and plan and things that were happening behind the scenes, and the way that they were starting to treat me and devalue my very life, not just my personality or my outfit for today. Like, literally wishing death on me in outward ways and making it part of curriculum for the cult. That shit's scary, y'all. And so what I'm going to tell you is, thank God for my dreams and intuitions and my premonitions. But the angels said, you better thank them too, because you have the same. And they said, if you give us that little bit of gratitude, we are going to show you how clearly. They said they will morph you into the German Shepherd, spiritually speaking, so that you are just reacting primally. Those dogs didn't care about the adults being like, you be nice and you do this. And I was looking at it and I was like, she doesn't need to be nice. That dog is playing whatever game they're playing, and she's the queen. So one of them's going to submit, and it's not going to be the queen. That part, sis. I don't make the rules. So that part, I was like, I don't know why the humans are trying to control this very primal natural behavior. The dogs want to snap at each other, and she wanted to bare her teeth and be like, bitch, back up. And you have the ability to do that. Your angels say if you can get out of it before you have to get into it, into that would be ideal, because then you have more time to heal and relax and be at peace. Then someone's not projecting their self-loathing and their toxic ass energy onto you. Okay? So understand that primal energy, that saved my life. Getting out of that, seeing the German Shepherd. So pay attention. If you see a German Shepherd, maybe you'll see a German Shepherd on a license plate, walking by, on a commercial, whatever. Pay attention. You're being protected from someone around you that is potentially obsessed with you in a way that's not cute or funny or welcomed. And it's something that I think a lot of you guys don't understand, because that has been romanticized in our life. I have so many feelings about hookup culture and things of that nature. It breeds a lot of this mental illness and demonic attachments and real toxicity. People have to do their own spiritual work, guys. You can't set them free, and your politeness isn't going to set them free. They will only drain you. You'll be a lesser version of yourself. You'll be less viable and available for the community. Whomever you serve, however way you show up in the world, because you all show up in the world. You're not here doing nothing. I don't give a damn what you think. You're outside, and people see you, and they come to get a drink, and you get to decide what those boundaries feel like and how much you will allow them to sip or slurp from your cup. But you have the discernment to tell them to back up. German Shepherd energy, that part. All right, guys, so good sharing energy with you. I hope you listen to the words that I told you. Remember who you're really dealing with, and someone will reach out soon. So whether it's telepathically, energetically, or really, someone will reach out soon because they still want to get to know you better. Yeah. And I want to leave you with this. You know, a lot of this whole communication with the collective, with the tribe, with the family, with the universal soul folk, is always about, I feel like it's steeped so much in paranoia, like be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, be careful, and it's like exhausting. Like, when are we ever not going to have to be careful? When do we ever not have to fight for our lives? When do we ever have to not do 25 things? It's exhausting. Here's what one of the cards that I just pulled said. They think you're magical. Maybe you guys need to see this. They think you're magical. Even the people that close to you initially thought you were magical. Did you know that? That they are thinking about you. They want to be closer with you. And that they love you. And even if it's not these people, it's people that are in your life. We spend so much time focusing on the negative. You know how many beautiful comments I get and letters and emails and stuff like that? And people just stopping me on the street, just in my real ass life. Like, yo, you are loved. You are so deeply loved. Even if you're like, I don't go out and I hate people and who loves me and that's crazy and that's not true. It is true. You are loved, and guess what? I love you. I love you. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for you. But there are people that are in your life that are grateful for you, that see your magic, that see your whimsy, that see your power, that see your capabilities, and they love you too. And we spend so much time being like 17 steps to know that you're better off without them. Duh. All of that. And 14 steps to know that they try to slit your throat on Thursday 3 times. And it's exhausting. And I want to continue to teach that because there are people who are, my brain is going faster in my mouth. There will be people coming in at different seasons of their life that need a different lesson. And I hope they can review older videos or do what they have to do. But we can't stay here. We have other happy work to do. A lot of you guys are entering into really beautiful times of peace. Maybe it's not even about a relationship for you. It's just you have peace. You just is like, you did cut off toxic energies. You are replenishing. You're remembering who you are. You're getting back your juju. You're looking good again. You're feeling good again. Things are working in your favor. And that's because you've been karmically rewarded. On the other side of the Aquarius outing that's been happening with all of the celebrities that volunteer to play that role on the grand stage and all of the people in your life that were karmatically being dealt with, it's the good side. What did you put in? And if you were good, then this next season, this next 6 months is going to be beautiful for you. And if you weren't, you will feel the hardship of it. And that doesn't mean if you're going through a hardship that it's karma. You'll understand the difference and ask for clarity on that. But a lot of people around you, you might be noticing going through some real karma, whether it's emotional, mental, financial, and that's because that's what they put out into the world. Their intention was to be duplicitous or to deprive or to be deceitful. That will be given back to them. What was your intention? If your intention was of the mandate of the empath, which is to love and to heal and to do no harm, but to keep it real, then what are you going to get back? Some realness and some TLC from the angels. They said from you to thee, okay? From them to thee. They love you so completely, and you are loved. And they said, yes, the paranoia is there, and the real things that happen, and the spiritual warfare is always going to be warfaring. But it's time to smell the roses for a little while and to take in some sunshine and to just smile. Remember to write down your gratitude, but also pivot back to the primal thing in you that's been made very aware that someone is gone rogue and they should no longer be there. So good sharing energy with you. Come back and join me next time, guys, and we'll continue to evolve together.